Hey, so welcome to another entry of the Warriors Journal. And for today's entry, I want to talk about something that's been in the news a lot recently, or for the last few years. Something that's really scary. And it scares the shit out of me, to be honest. And that's those active shooter situations, whether it's in a school or in an office building or on a university campus or wherever. I have a son who's 13. They have active shooter drills in their schools now. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that my son has to go to school and go through these exercises in case some deranged person comes in and decides to shoot up the place. That's messed up. But that's the world we live in, right? It's the world we live in. And it's scary and it's crazy, but it's the reality of our current situation. And I was in the gym the other day and I was hitting the punching bag. And one of the reasons I keep training punching bag and I keep training my martial arts techniques, one, because I love it and I love the way it makes me feel, but it's also about self-defense. It's also about knowing that, hey, if something goes down, I want to give myself the best possible chance at being able to either help if someone needs it or being able to defend myself if I have to. And I was thinking, okay, if someone attacks me physically without, having a gun or having a knife, I'm pretty confident that I could deal with it. Then I started to think, okay, what if the person had a knife? I've learned a few techniques. I actually feel pretty confident about that too. But what if someone has a gun? What if someone has an AK-47? What if someone is armed to the teeth? How would I deal with that? And I'm sure that there's some techniques that I could learn, but I don't know that that's the right mindset. What it really comes down to, I think, and obviously, there's no guarantees, but I really think it's about the mind. I really think it's about having the ability to take control of fear, to be able to see all of the different possibilities, to be able to really focus and really analyze a situation to the best of your abilities. Because if you panic, if your fear is so overwhelming that you stop thinking straight, that you lose that focus, that's the worst situation to be in. I can't control what that other person's doing. I can't control what they're thinking. I can't control what their actions are. But what I can control is how I react to that situation. What I can control is how I focus, how I'm able to take control of my fear and take control of my thoughts and my emotions. And that will give myself the best possibility at a positive outcome in that bad situation. First of all, for myself, but potentially to help the people around me, right? Because you always need that person who's calm. If everyone's panicking and you have that one person who's really calm, that can have a huge impact on that overall situation. So how do you do that? How do you make sure that when that happens, you'll be able to stay focused and you'll be able to stay calm? And I know I've said this before, if you've watched any of my other episodes, it's all about breath training. It really is. I think obviously experience about, if I had been in those situations before, but I haven't. And I don't want to put myself in those situations to be able to learn how to stay calm. But I think through breath training, through visualization, you can reinforce a lot of those instincts. You can create this ability to take control through breathing. And I've taught this in self-defense before. It really is about, okay, I'm faced with a bad situation. The first thing I need to do is take control of my breath. Because for most people, the fight or flight mechanism is going to kick in. And the first thing you're going to start doing is shallow breathing, right? Adrenaline's going to spike and you're going to get that. You're going to start shaking and you're like almost hyperventilating. And that's the reaction that most people have. You have to go against that and you have to take control. The adrenaline's going to be there. And in fact, that can be a huge asset. Adrenaline can get you super focused, but you have to learn how to take control of it. And that's through breathing. So you got to learn to take long, deep breaths in the face of that bad situation. And if you can do that, if you can learn how to breathe, even when it's difficult, that's going to have a huge impact on your overall state of mind. I think the other thing is while you're working on your breath training, visualize that stressful situation, right? So meditation's a great tool, and it's something that I try to do as often as I can. And some days I want to meditate and I just want to be peaceful. And I just want to listen to birds and I want to maybe listen to some beautiful flute music and I'm super zen and it's really awesome. But some days I don't. Some days I do the opposite. Sometimes I'll just kill it on the punching bag and I get into this super primal, super aggressive state. And then I try to take control of that, right? So really push your mind to a limit. Go to that violent place and then see how quickly can you come back down from that. And I promise you, if you do that often enough, it recreates what that situation might be. So being able to take control of my fear and my emotions, like bring that fear up, let it come up. Visualize that bad situation, see it in your mind. Start to feel that panic kind of building inside and then take control of it. Then try to breathe through that stress, through that anger, through that fear. And I think that's the way you prepare for these situations. I don't know. Honestly, if any of you have comments, if any of you have thoughts on other ways that we can work on that, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it's really about, first of all, being aware that these things are happening more and more. And if we ignore them, and if we just hope that it doesn't happen, that's not a really positive, active way of preparing for that. And I don't think you need to be super paranoid, and I don't think we all need to start freaking out. But I think that if you can learn how to breathe, and you can learn how to take control of fear and stress, you're going to give yourself a much better chance at a positive outcome in any type of bad situation. So that's my entry for today. If you'd like to learn more about breath training, I will be preparing some tutorials, and I've already got some videos online that you can watch. Or hey, I'd love to talk to you and give you some tips or some ideas if you need them. I'd also love to hear your comments about what you think are other ways we can prepare for these increasingly dangerous and these things that keep happening more and more, it seems, in our society. So yeah. Anyway, I needed to share that. Hope it helps. Hope someone out there gets something positive out of this. And I look forward to the next entry. Peace.